It was a frosty New Year's afternoon when an elderly woman in a modest overcoat and scuffed shoes walked into the gleaming doors of Belmore Jewelers, the most prestigious jewelry store in the city. The store exuded wealth and exclusivity, with sparkling diamond displays and gold-plated signage. The employees, dressed in crisp suits, barely glanced at her as she shuffled past the threshold, the cold wind trailing in behind her. The woman approached a display case featuring an exquisite sapphire necklace. Its deep blue stone shimmered under the bright lights, catching her eye. She leaned closer to admire it, her breath fogging the glass as she adjusted her glasses to get a better view. The piece seemed almost alive, glowing like a fragment of the ocean captured in stone. "Excuse me," she said softly, her voice carrying a tone of genuine curiosity and warmth. "Could you tell me about this piece?" The sales associate nearest to her, a young man with slicked-back hair and a practiced smile, barely looked up from his phone. "That's part of our elite collection," he said dismissively. "It's very expensive." The elderly woman nodded. "I see. Could you tell me the price?" Another associate, a tall woman with sharp features, glanced over and snickered. "I don't think that's within your budget," she said, her tone dripping with condescension. "We're quite exclusive here." The elderly woman's cheeks flushed, but she maintained her composure, a faint smile gracing her lips. "I'd still like to know." The young man sighed dramatically and quoted a figure that would have made most people's jaws drop. The elderly woman nodded again, thanked them politely, and left the store, her shoulders slightly hunched but her dignity intact. The employees exchanged amused glances, their laughter following her out the door like a cruel echo. The next morning, Belmore Jewelers opened as usual. The employees were bustling about, preparing for another day of catering to the city's elite. Conversations about upcoming sales and prominent clients filled the air. Just as the clock struck 10, a convoy of sleek black cars pulled up outside. Out stepped a group of impeccably dressed individuals carrying briefcases, followed by none other than the elderly woman from the day before. She was no longer wearing her scuffed shoes or modest coat. Instead, she was dressed in a tailored suit that exuded authority, her silver hair pinned neatly back, and a pearl brooch glinting on her lapel. The employees' smirks vanished as the group entered the store with purposeful strides. "Good morning," the elderly woman said, her voice steady and commanding, yet calm. "I'm Margaret Whitmore. As of this morning, I am the new owner of Belmore Jewelers." The room fell silent. The employees exchanged stunned looks, their faces draining of color as if the very life had been sucked out of the room. Margaret continued, her gaze sweeping over the stunned staff. "Yesterday, I came in here as a customer and was treated with disrespect and condescension. It was a test, one you failed spectacularly. Effective immediately, all of you are dismissed. Your severance packages will be handled by my legal team. You are no longer representatives of this establishment." Protests erupted like an awkward chorus, but Margaret raised a hand to silence them. "You represent my brand, and my brand will not tolerate such behavior. This store was built on the values of respect and excellence, and I intend to restore those values starting today." The legal team began escorting the former employees out one by one. As they left, the faint sound of their hurried explanations and protests faded into the distance, replaced by the low murmur of Margaret's team discussing their plans for the store's future. Over the following weeks, Belmore Jewelers underwent a complete transformation. Margaret brought in a new team, handpicked not just for their experience but for their commitment to treating every customer with dignity. She implemented rigorous customer service training, ensuring that everyone from the sales associates to the managers embodied her vision of inclusivity and respect. She also took time to personally meet with each of her new employees, sharing her story and her reasons for taking over the store. Margaret's presence inspired loyalty and admiration among the staff, who embraced the chance to work in a place built on principles rather than pretense. Word of her actions spread quickly, turning Margaret into a local legend. Customers flocked to the store, drawn not only by the exceptional quality of the jewelry but also by the new atmosphere of warmth and respect. Margaret even hosted special events, inviting local artisans to showcase their work and partnering with charitable organizations to give back to the community. Sales soared, and Belmore Jewelers became more successful than ever. What had once been a cold, exclusive establishment transformed into a beacon of excellence and kindness. Margaret's story became a testament to the power of perseverance and the belief that kindness was the most valuable gem of all. One evening, as the store's lights cast a warm glow onto the bustling street outside, Margaret walked through the aisles. She admired the sparkling displays and watched the happy customers trying on pieces that made them feel special. A small boy tugged at his mother's sleeve, pointing to a bracelet, while an older couple laughed softly as they admired a diamond ring together. Margaret smiled to herself, a sense of contentment washing over her. She had not only bought a jewelry store, but also restored its soul and made it a place where everyone, regardless of who they were, could feel valued.